Oh, wait, it's already been 1 year since that video? Now you might be wondering to yourself, Mr. Metas, why in the actual hell are you making a insert video length here? Long video about a mediocre Sonic game released back in 1996 for the Sega Genesis and Sega Saturn. Well, mostly because I want to, but the actual reason why I want to is because this game is grossly misunderstood. Sometimes even more misunderstood than Sonic R and Sonic Labyrinth, but that is pretty hard to top. Aside from that, Sonic 3D Blast is still a heavily misunderstood game. And before I start this crazy rambling, I'm going to say, if you don't like this game, that's fine. I just want to show people how to play the game and maybe to give it a second chance. Who knows, maybe some of you watching this video will like it. Aside from that intro though, onto the first part, story. Alright, I'm going to keep it a $1.50 with you. This game has barely any story. I mean, it does have a story. It's just kinda Eggman arrives on Flicky Island and is capturing the Flickies to turn them into robots, and Sonic and Tails and Knuckles have to stop him. Yada yada yada, you know the drill. I mean, the Genesis version literally spells out the story for you, so let's get into the game now, shall we? You know these games. Yeah, forget everything you've learned from them. What? You expected a game for the Sega Genesis and Saturn to play like Sonic Adventure, SA2, and Heroes? This game has very different controls compared to those games. If you come into Sonic 3D Blast expecting Sonic Adventure 2, you won't like this game. The controls I will go into deeper on in later of the video, but don't expect that to be anytime soon. Anyway, let's go on to the levels. First off, Green Grove, which is, in my opinion, a perfect starting level. Not only does it have banger music, it also has pretty solid level design. The reason I say this is because the first area of the game lets you run around and test your moves, if this is your first playthrough. Along with that, the tiny area also has this little spin dash pad that sends you through the first section of the stage. These loops will be important in some parts. Anyhow, after the loop you land in the next area. This area is a perfect showing of 3D Blast level design. There are two places you can go, left or right. Going left will reward you with a shield. Going right will reward, or I guess punish, you with an enemy. This enemy is easy to defeat on purpose to show you the main MacGuffin collectible, the Flicky. Flickies are birds that are native to, well, Flicky Island. There are 4, technically 5, Flicky types. The red one which jumps in the air, the pink and blue ones which try to follow you, and the green one which runs away from you. After you destroy the badnik, you may notice a spin dash pad on the ground, and maybe you stepped on it, but if you let yourself go forward, part of the wall breaks. Inside the area, after you break the wall, there is a new yellow shield. This shield is called the Blast Attack. It's basically a proto-homing attack. Along with the shield, there is also a cannon. If you hop into it and press the A button, you'll go flying backward. I know that seems bad, but it actually spawns Knuckles. If you step next to Knuckles and you have 50 rings, he'll teleport you to the special stage. The Saturn special stages are genuinely peak, with them being fully 3D, and the Genesis's being, well, easy, let's say. Still fun though. We don't talk about the PC special stages. After you're done with the special stages, whether on Genesis, Saturn, PC, or DX, if you're weird, you'll pop back into the level. Keep going into the level, you'll notice this turret thing. Do not discard these things, they can and will destroy you. After gathering 5 Flickies, you hop into the big ring, deposit your Flickies, and step on top of the trap door beneath the ring. After stepping onto the trap door, you'll head to the next section of the level. Repeat the Flickie gathering for this segment, hop into the ring, and you've cleared the first level of the game. It is important to note that Sonic 3D Blast runs on a 3-act structure. The second act is another level, and the third act just throws you into a boss. The second act is pretty similar to the first act, just a little bit harder and introduces a new type of Flicky, the red Flicky that I mentioned earlier. The red Flicky bounces around if you don't catch him after destroying the badnik the Flicky is kept in. Green Grove Act 3's boss is pretty simple, because it's the first boss, obviously it has to be short. But something that I really like about this boss is that you can hit the boss twice if you're fast enough, making an already fast boss even faster. But I must say, I'm not the only one who likes 3D Blast, so I think some variety is in order. Hey, Jice, wanna get in on the 3D Blast action?
Hey everybody, been a little bit, hasn't it? Been about a year or so since I have been fully on a video on the channel. I know I showed up a few times as a cameo, but that does not count. But hey, I'm back, and this time, I won't go on long ramblings like I did last time that made me sound like a crazy person. Yeah. And this time, I can actually also write a video. Yeah, so I won't sound like a crazy person. And also, this time, me and Middles are playing the same versions of 3D Blast. This time, we're both on the Saturn version, because I was on the PC port, the worst way to play 3D Blast. But yeah, so yes, I'm the same person as before. I am Dries, don't worry, I'm not the evil doppelganger. It's the evil doppelganger that stole his body. It's just me, just my voice changed by a lot. So anyways, let's get into Rusty Ruins. Let's start off. Let's ponder about getting at the Rusty Ruin. Let's ponder. Alright, so Rusty Ruin. Probably my favorite stage in this game, next to Diamond Dust. And of course, the music is some of the beautifulest music I've ever heard in Sonic games. If this stage was a person, I would.
神仙蓝送屏风笑，
鸟降天。
Anyways, let's get into Act 1. Alright, so, Rusty Ruin. This stage is really good. I personally like Act 1 more than Act 2. It might be because I have a major skill issue, so I like Act 1 more than Act 2, but that's besides the point. I really like the fog misting that appears in the second part of the stage and how really big the stage is. I am a really big fan of big stages and how open it feels. The level design is just awesome overall. I think this stage is really good. I am also a really big fan of, well, the fan things. I don't know what they're called. It might be spinners, I don't know. They could call it anything else. I'm just gonna call them fans. I just think this stage is really cool. Sadly, nothing from this stage, or even game, has ever been brought back in anything. Most thing I can think of in recent memory is a small cameo in Sonic Origins menu, and the Genesis music in the gallery thing. Well, yeah, Sonic 3D Blast has been put on some collections in recent times, like the Sega Mega Drive Classic collections. If you could have bought it before Sega did the mass listing a little bit ago, but that's a talk for later. Anyways, back to me glazing this stage. Also, do you know the stage takes place in Atlantis? Yeah. Here's the quote. Here's even the quote. Yeah, pretty cool. I think the stage is my favorite. The music is really good. Oh, and speaking of music, there are some cornball ass remix of the song on Spotify by Syndicate. That was just something funny I found out, and I want more to hear of this, so everyone else play it. Play the Syndicate.
Trust it again, I don't know why. Like sometimes when I want to die.
Alright, anyways. I can't really tell if I like Act 1 or Act 2 because they both are really good. I think they are both really good. Sonic stages, soundtracks. That's just all I have to say. I like both soundtracks equally. If I had to choose one, I would go with Act 2. That should be like a small bit because I like both acts. Like that's like really good that both acts have like really good music. Well, on to the next one. This stage is also quite good. This stage is more Act 1, which I'm not mad about. I don't have much to say, just besides that. The music is beautiful, which is directed by our king, Richard Jocks, which he's made the OST for Sonic or Metropolis Racer, and probably more. Admirals, fact check me for that. Wait, what? Sonic Chronicles? Huh. Oh. But yeah, besides the music being a joy to listen to, but those parts of the stage where you have to jump from platform or jump over a big gap after the spring part, the spring part on the hill were a bit annoying, but that's it. I feel like I should have more to say, but I really don't have anything. Oh well, onto the boss. Alright, yeah, this boss is quite simple. It pretty much is in some mech thing. He shoots down some arms, tries to fucking stone you to death, and he raises his hand. You can jump on, and he moves it closer, and that's how you hit him. It's quite easy to cheese it if you can hit him and land back on the hand to get 2 hits. Quite easy. And of course, the boss music is banging, but there goes for every boss. because it uses the same boss music. I'm not fully sure if Military talks about how banging the music is, but yeah, that's the whole stage. This boss overall 9.5 out of 10. Well, let's just send it back to Modus. Take it away, Modus.
Thanks for your part, Dries. I'll hand the baton back to you after I'm done with Spring Stadium. Oh yeah, Spring Stadium. Spring Stadium is a very interesting level. It's quite the unique level look for a Sonic level. Spring Stadium is a circus scene level with tons of springs, wow I wonder why, and bouncers. It also has some of the weirdest Tails and Knuckles placement in the entire game. Why are you here? Aside from weird Knuckles and Tails placement, this level has overall great design, emphasizing fast platforming. At least if you don't have a skill issue, you can hit every single wall and bouncer. Spring Stadium takes its identity as a circus level very seriously, not only having tons of balloons, previously mentioned bouncers and springs, and even in the Saturn version, Eggman ringleader statues. Aside from the theme of this level, this, in my opinion, is the worst level in the game. That doesn't mean it's bad though, don't get me wrong, it's just the weakest level. But I haven't been speaking about the individual acts, so let's get into it. Act 1 is a pretty easy run through with chill level design, however, Spring Stadium Act 2 is just weird. It's something to get accustomed to simply because of the amount of bouncers and springs in this level, but this Genesis and Saturn OSTs of this act are hilarious. Hear this shit for a second, hold on. Aside from the goofy ass themes of this act is an acquired taste, one might say. The level design is just average, honestly. The stage is maybe my least favorite. It's hard to tell, honestly, mainly because every act is either great or awesome. The boss in Act 3 is a great example of an awesome stage. Not only is this boss super fast, it's also super fun. You can stand on top of the platform by bouncing up and down the springs and letting Eggman float over to you, hitting him to make him go down and hitting him again. It is important to mention that the platform where you can hit Eggman from above has spikes that come up after a few seconds. Spring Stadium is an interesting level that is, in my opinion, the worst. Even if it's the weakest zone, it's still a fun time. Alright Dries, it's your turn now.
Holy shit, 2 cakes. I'm not even sure myself on how I can even talk about this. But this stage is so peak. It's on the same level of Rusty Ruin, even better at points. Like, I'm not gonna put this into Maniacs, cause I love both to the point where they feel the same in the best way I can. Alright, so first, I love how you can slide around with the ice physics. I'm someone who usually does not care much, or even hates ice physics in some games. Take something like Poo Poo Chronicle. There's a part of the map I forgot the name of. I don't know if you can put the name of it somewhere, but there is a place where you can slide from ice to ice to switch or something like that. I don't hate myself not to play Chronicle, but I'm pretty sure it's Switch. The ice is quite annoying to control, and it's not even ice physics, it's more of just sliding. But most of the time, I really just don't like ice physics with 3 Blast. It works well. Sliding around with a spin, that's just so much fun. I'm just a really big fan of snow levels. Hell, I even made a video about them. Actually, go check it out after this one. I really like that one. I worked really hard on it, but yeah. This video, the stage is really nice. The level design is nice, and of course, the music for both packs are amazing. Ettermost, play that music. I think the only bad thing I have to say about the stage is the choice of flickies. And also the weird placement for the ice spike ball things on the ground. That's pretty much it. This stage is overall a 9.9 out of 10. Well, I guess we'll talk about the boss now. It's a harder version of the Green Grove boss. That's pretty much it. I'll have to say it's easy to beat. I have nothing else to say that. It's fine, boss. Well, see ya. When I come back, I'll have to face him. But I have to. Well, anyways, take it away, Modus, once more.
Volcano Valley is the definition of acquired taste. This level seems like hell for newcomers. Luckily, we have this thing called Getting Good, so the level gets easier as you memorize it. Getting back on track, Volcano Valley is the hardest level in the game easily, but even then it's not that difficult. Volcano Valley's main gimmick is a shield heavily underutilized throughout most of the game, the Fire Shield. The Fire Shield is crucial to this level, especially in Act 2, where most of the level then relies on jumping across and over lava and fire turrets. Act 1 has pretty straightforward and honestly sometimes boring level progression in some areas, but is overall solid. Act 2, on the other hand, is the most open level in the entire game. The entire opening area you spawn in is bigger than the starting area of Green Grove Act 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Volcano Valley Act 2 is the biggest level in the entire game, I think. This level is filled to the brim with fire shields around every corner, for a good reason actually. This level has the most hazards in the game, with the lava and fire shooters counting as hazards, which the fire shield can dodge and protect you from. Despite the fact that the level only has 2 segments, these segments are extremely long. Like, extremely long. The segments in total can take you up to 2 to 3 minutes each if you don't know what you're doing. Volcano Valley Act 3 is a very hit or miss boss to some people. In my opinion, I love it, but I can see the reason why people wouldn't like this fight much. It can be pretty annoying with the perspective, the smoke, and the fire chasing you down all at once. The boss is pretty fun, though, so that's points in my book. Alright, Dries, take it away once more.
Holy shit, 3K. Oh, never mind. This one's laced. The stage is alright. I don't hate it. I think it's fine. It's better than him. Drinks is fine, and of course the fuck ass red flip keeps jumping around like free. Like, dude, I get you're happy, you're free, but damn! Let me get you. I don't got much to say. I don't hate that one. I think the only weird thing about the stage is the weird triangle things in the fan section that bounce you around a little bit. They sometimes they make flicky sounds, even when you don't have any. Oh, and also the fish enemy. I just don't like. I genuinely hate them. Oh, anyways, on to Act 2. Oh, the first part is hit your car ride. You're thinking, hey, maybe this is like actually like good stuff. And then you go to the first door and see the fuck ass platforming part. You have to put a magnifying glass in every jump, and self-fall could screw you. Alright, so you get your first clicky. You jump over power spawn, then you fall and realize, no, it's not laced with the good stuff. It's laced with 200 kilograms of super fentanyl. So start falling, you get sent all the way back, and you have to deal with Fisher. But it's fine. You go back and fall again. It happens over and over. And you finally get the next part. Let's hope it's better than hell. Hey, even give you a shield. Maybe they felt bad and gave you something better. Then turn to the left and see spikes bigger than you. And only thing saving you is the really hard to understand fans. So you give it. And I just put that set around. So you give it a try and get shot. And get shot. And lose all your rings and shield. I'm so tired of this damn stage. So, you just keep going anyway. And then find a worse version of the platforming section from earlier. Lucky me, you get through it. And you get all the rest of the flickies. And finally, the stage ends. Wow, that was so ass. I bet it never happens again. I don't hate this stage as much as I did last video. Actually, fun fact, back when this last video was first being made, I was gonna notice if we could switch stages so I could cover Panic Puppet and him being trash. But I didn't, cause that would be a D1 asshole move to do that. So last minute. Well, this act's like a 4 out of 10. I enjoyed some bits of it, and the music is good. I'm done covering that act. If I have to keep talking about it, I might end up pulling I gently open the door, if you catch my drift. Well, I'm done talking about this. On to the boss. It's just a wacky workbench boss from Sonic CD, but better. I actually really like this boss, probably my favorite. Also, the music works quite well with this boss. Most of them make the bosses feel a lot more scarier than they are, which is fine, I guess, because I like the music. But this stage makes the boss fit a lot more, and actually does. If that makes sense, I sound like a crazy person. That's all I really have to say, not gonna lie. Also, have y'all seen that one video where this boss is edited to have Metal Sonic show up, and then the roaring knife from hit indie game Deltarune one hits Metal Sonic? I thought that was cool. Well, I'll let Mel talk about the last bit of the game before I come back one last time. See y'all.
Thanks once again for your help, Joyce. Now, onto the technical last level of the game, Panic Puppet. Panic Puppet is awesome in terms of a final level. As new Sonic fans would say, it has the Aura Kino Passion Sauce. Fucking nailed it. Anyway, not only is this level fast, it's also the only level in the game with the least amount of flicky requirements in total. Both levels only demand 5 flickies. Why, you may ask? Because Act 1 has only 5 flickies and Act 2 has 0 flickies in it. So if you hate the flickies, I guess this is your level. Back on to Act 1 though, this act is beautiful. Something you might notice is that none of the enemies drop flickies. In Act 1, and only in Act 1, the flickies are in test tubes all around the level. It's all a design aesthetic similar to G and Gadget because we're actually going deeper into Eggman's base in Panic Puppet. Aside from that, Panic Puppet Act 1 is a perfect final level opening. You may have noticed that some of these sections are kinda short. Mainly because I'm bad at scripting, and also because I've been wanting to yap about this level ever since this project came to be. This level is Panic Puppet Act 2. Where do I even begin, man? Not only does it have the speediest level design in the entire game. Seriously, you can blast this level, get it, in around 1 minute 15 seconds. And this level has 0 flickies. So going through this level is very easy. Aside from all the turns and stuff like that, this level is quick. Not only is it quick, it also has one of the best Sonic 3D Blast themes of all time. Seriously, if you have not listened to the Saturn soundtrack, go do that right now. The level also uses the best usage of Sonic speed by encouraging just blasting, bad joke, I know I've made it twice, through the level at speeds that would put Sonic Trouble to shame. Also, it has this really cool Eggman tower, I think. At least that's what's in my mind when I see it. Panic Puppet Act 2 is just so peak, man. I really like the flickies, but this is the one exception where a level would have suffered more if given flickies. Now on to one of, if not the best 3D Blast bosses in the game. Panic Puppet Act 3. Panic Puppet 3 is a great boss. In fact, it's the second longest boss in the game. This boss has 3 phases, where the first one, where you have to stand under a crusher, can't really be cheesed unless you've played this game for far too long like me. The reason why it can't be cheesed is because of the fact that if you go too far back, the arms will move back in the default position and the cannons will just shoot out little orbs. The next phase is just fire. Literally just fire. The next phase has tons of orbs shooting out of cannons. The fun thing about this phase is that you can cheese it by standing next to blue hit points on the side, jumping up right at the moment you start shooting orbs. You won't shoot any orbs. Although doing this requires a ton of practice, it's just a little improvement to my runs. Oh man, that seems to be about every level in the game. Notice how I said Panic Puppet Act 3 is a pretty long boss? Yeah, this is the longest boss in the game. Where do I begin? Not only does this boss have 5 phases, yes you heard me right, 5 phases, making it by far the longest boss in the game. And oh, did I mention you have to do all 5 phases twice? I know that seems monotonous, but the boss is really fun. The phases are all very different between each other, and the phases themselves are all really fun with some actual challenge behind them. After you beat Sonic 3D Blast, the credits roll with, if you're on the Saturn version, a vocal theme called You Are My Hero, a song sung from the perspective of a flicky that Sonic rescued. For real this time, that's every level in the game. Oh wait, the special stage!
Alright, These are so trash. I don't know what I was on about last time, but I was lucky I'm gonna skip up like the whole video anyways. So yeah, these are like boringly easy. Even when I got hit a few times, I was able to get through with even more than the needed amount of rings. It's possibly the easiest and worst special stage in Sonic history. Not sure how one does that, but alright I guess. Oh yeah, I know some of these special stages, they give you too many rings to where it does not feel like I need to do much, and the spike balls are too small. 2 out of 10, that's not gonna lie. Let's talk about the special stages. I get a better one. Man, I got a real bad cough today.
I briefly touched on the special stages earlier, if you remember. They are so good. So good, in fact, that I felt like I need to dedicate a full segment toward them. So, let's get started. First off, Saturn special stages. The Saturn special stages, as I said earlier, are peak, with their special stage design having a nice difficulty curve throughout the stages, and the last stage having the cleanest background ever. Seriously, if I had a high quality photo of it, I would make it my PC background. Aside from that though, I'll let Dries cover the Genesis and PC special stages.
These are also quite easy, but a bit better than PC, which is not saying much, but still. I like these, not as much as the Saturn ones, but still, these are fine. They give you a good amount of rings in them, also make you feel like I have to watch out for the spike balls, and you really do. But yeah, these can be also quite hard, well if you're me. But yeah, I like these, 6.5 out of 10. Well, I'm done. I'm out.
Thank you once again, Trace. You may have noticed the fact that I haven't talked about the controls yet, mainly because they're an acquired taste, really. The one thing I can say is practice your moves, please. I've seen so many people go into 3D Blast just trying to run through the levels. Before you do any level, you should always practice your movement first. Along with that, get good with the spinners in Rusty Room, which Dries previously talked about, hopefully. I don't know, I haven't looked over his part yet. Now onto a topic I'm sure some of you are very interested in, the debate between analog and D-pad both. The answer is both. It's all down to preference at the end of the day. I much prefer to play the game with the D-pad rather than the analog stick, although some people prefer to play the game with an analog stick. I'm going to keep this one short. It's both. Both are the answer. I've recently been watching Sonic 3D Blast long plays like Oni plays, giving myself a broader perspective on Sonic 3D Blast's image in the public Sonic community. By the way, it's still divided as ever, but I've noticed something. Most people playing the game are going DX. If you don't know, Sonic 3D Blast DX is a ROM hack produced by the John Burton, aka one of the creators of Sonic 3D Blast and Sonic R. Back on track, Sonic 3D Blast DX, which I will just be referring to as DX, is a ROM hack to try and fix some of the issues present in Sonic 3D Blast. The issues this ROM hack attempts to fix are Sonic being slower, which doesn't make sense mind you, Sonic moves like a bullet train in the original, attempting to make flicky collecting easier by adding a radar whenever flickies get lost, along with making flickies follow Sonic more, and also having Supersonic, aka the standard for every single one of these remasters. DX is not my preferred way for a multitude of reasons. Sonic speed being increased is good for gameplay on paper, but can sometimes break automation sections. Back onto the public's image of Sonic 3D Blast, it makes sense why people don't like 3D Blast, because you have to play this game many times to fully grasp the controls. I found that most people only play it once for review, where Sonic 3D Blast is a game that needs to be mastered over time, not just from the get-go. So of course it makes sense why people think the controls suck. It's because they are only playing it once, rushing through and not finding any of the medals. Yes, I know the medals don't do anything besides giving you continues, but they truly are great at exploring levels and taking greater risks to get them, and playing Sonic 3D Blast for one and done is not how to play the game. If you truly don't like using the D-pad, which I do get, then you can find the game through totally legal means and play with an Xbox controller. But if you're like me and are a psychopath, the D-pad is just more appealing and feels better to control.
Alright, I have no idea where Moses is gonna put this, but I just want to say thank you for watching this video. I really feel like I should say this. This game has changed my life for the better. Making the first video of Moses led me making Moses into one of my best friends of all time, and I really have this game to thank for it. So thank you to all the people who made this game. John Burden, thanks to everyone. Thank you for watching me and Moses talk about this. So happy 30 years Sonic 3D Blast. This game has truly changed my life for the better. Well, see ya. Thanks Moses for having me on. I'll see you guys eventually.
Sonic 3D Blast is awesome. I hope some of you, hell, even one person came out thinking differently about this game. But this part of the video isn't about the new people. It's about my older subscribers. I know I haven't been uploading as much of late, partly because I have no motivation. I have around 4 videos in the works currently, and they're taking longer than I expected. To be quite honest, this is the easiest video I've ever made, and yet I still enjoyed it. I might remake other videos looking at you, Sonic 1 SMS. No, but seriously, thank you for the support. This video really was no small affair to me, and I appreciate all of you who watched it. Holy shit, is that Rupert Holmes?
Hi, everybody. I start speaking. This stage, of course, get out of my head! Get out of my skin! I just have to say that just right off the bat. The stage is really good. I personally like Act 1 more than Act 2. It might be because I haven't made skip. I just really like that. Let's make the stage feel more lively. I really love how big the stage is. I'm a really big fan of. I got a really sad lottery. Sad lottery. Oh my god! Literally. Oh. Hey, Dries. From a few weeks ago. Are you embarrassed now? Be embarrassed. It's spelled literally like fucking lottery. Lottery. Kill yourself. Alright, so first things first. This. I got.
Why'd you?
Alright, so first things first. This age is beautiful. Just have to say that right off the bat. But this age is like really good. Why'd I do that? I also really like the fog in this stage. Like the little cloud fog. I realized what the. I just realized. I was that. That one, we got that one though. We got that one. I just had to say that, but this day, I guess I said that line wrong. Lom, 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 lom. Just like fucking sound effect.
Do that more. Do that more, bro. I only got 5%.
Alright, I'm recording now. Alright, so first things. Fuck me. My microphone fell.
Lucifer. My pronouns are.
I'm 19. I'm arrowing to go ooh la la.
My favorite
My
color is
favorite
I'm 19.
Yeah.
I love rainbows and
The
tacos
and cats and
randomness.
randomness. I love DJ Corke and Nemo, although that's pretty obvious, isn't it?
I
I'm evil autism.
My
Please
mic
tell me
fell.
you
Yeah, I got
recorded
all
the
that.
entire
My mic fell
thing.
mid-line record. Mid-line record, and my mic fell.
Midline record, that shit was like at the beginning.
Like beginning line record, just alright, so boom, it fell.
Please tell me that's not above 10 megabytes. I need to have that.
Okay,
bro.
I'll send you a Google
I
Drive if it's not.
need
I'm about to
to
start recording
have
now.
that.
Point. I really liked the fog mist thing that.
You even start laughing that time. Fuck you. Bang, fuck my new. Chicken that bang.
I'm still recording, by the way.
Oh yeah, I know. Y'all rocking with that?
Yeah, I'm rocking with that. And how really big the stage is. I am a really big fan of big stages and how open it feels. The levels are just awesome. I think the stage is good. I
What are you talking about? Who is he talking to? I need hold on. I need to check the script. I read through Rust Room and I don't remember seeing that line anywhere.
and tries to fucking stone you to death. I wrote that so funnily.
The controls I will go into deeper on in later of the video. Deeper on into later of the video. Yeah, that fucking makes sense. What? You expecting a game for the Sega Genesis and starting to play like SA? Whoa. Whoa. Wow. 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 This fight. It can be pretty annoying with the perspective, smoke, and the fire chasing you all at once. Someone's calling my fucking phone. It also has one of the best Saturn 3D Blast of all time. Saturn 3D Blast. Kill me now! No, I don't want to open up Play vs. And the phases themselves all have a really fun. I'll have a really fun, yeah. That's me. Modern special stages, as I said earlier, are peak with their spage. Whoa. What? All girls are the same. Y'all rocking with that? Their stage design is what I meant to say. Everybody type in the... It's all down to preference at the end of the day. I much prefer to play the game with the D-pad rather than the analog stick. Although some people to play the... I'm Paul McCartney. I'm Paul McCartney. I'm Paul McCartney. I'm Paul McCartney, the lead singer of the Beatles. Yeah, I need to get a job, man. It's tragic, new paddock. I'm Paul McCartney.